And we're back after a couple of weeks of vacation. I'm your host, Dave. Gentleman in the middle is Charlie, and the gentleman on my right, your left, is Sam. Gentlemen, it's been 2 weeks. This is episode number 99. So all of you that have been listening for 2 years here, we're approaching number 100 here next week. Should be interesting and fun. But before we begin with this week's show, gentlemen, how have you been for the last 2 weeks?
Not bad. Can't complain at all.
Yeah, just trying to live up the last few weeks of the summer. Summer, from a work standpoint, I got to join the adult world starting tomorrow again. And so just trying to enjoy these last couple weeks and getting out. And yeah, so it's we had our little trip there. Part of why we weren't on last week, I guess.
Yep.
We were getting back from our trip to
last 2
Asheville.
weeks actually. So
you were gone.
Yeah, I was gone
before.
Yeah.
So yeah. So a little traveling involved there as to finish up the summer, good times. And if anybody is looking for any advice on at least breweries in Asheville, we can, and some outdoor nature stuff. I can't say we didn't find any of that stuff. We can be your Asheville tour guide at least a little bit.
There we go. Hit us up in the chats if you're going to Asheville here soon. So we had some good times in Asheville. I actually got to see a tourist baseball game down there, so single A, I think.
We saw Sparky Anderson and Davey
Concepcion.
Posters.
A lot of posters on the door. They all came through Asheville at one time or another. It was pretty interesting to see some of the history in and around the stadium. So kudos to Mike Holland, one of our guests. He told us to make sure to go down and check out that game, and it was great. Speaking of summer, today is the last day of summer, according to me, because we do start school tomorrow.
According to a lot
of people, exactly. We start school tomorrow, so I know the official isn't until mid-September 21st. Meteorology says Labor Day weekend, but teachers say first day of school, end of summer. So hopefully we won't be a downer today, but we do have some interesting stuff. We're going to talk a little FC Cincinnati. They're back, getting ready to kick off the second half or third half, whatever half it is for them moving forward. They signed a player. We'll talk about him. We'll talk about the Bengals, first two preseason games, some injuries. Are we concerned about that? And then we'll have to finish out with the Reds. There will not be a topic of the week this week, but we will bring back the great debate, and we'll finish that up here in a later episode. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's begin the week that was. Let's go right into FC Cincinnati signing of Nico. I think it's Giacchini or Shani.
Giacchini.
What was it?
Giacchini.
Okay. He's on loan. He's a forward from the Como.
Yeah.
So what do you know about him, Sam?
He's still
sounds like you know more than I do. I didn't have to say his last name either. So
he has a little U.S. men's national team experience, not a whole lot. He was actually in MLS last year with St. Louis. Played really well for him. Got a move over in January to Como, and he was a somewhat productive player. Helped them get promoted into the top division in Italy, where they'll play this year. They ended up signing a bunch of bigger time free agents that he probably wasn't going to see the field a whole lot. So it kind of makes sense from his standpoint to take a loan to FCC for the rest of the year. It makes sense from their standpoint. He's a more athletic, kind of speedy guy that I think can pair up with Kelsey real nice. Kelsey more of the in-the-box aerial threat, I think. And he'll just be making runs left and right for Lucho to just play him in behind constantly. So it kind of offers a better dynamic than what they were getting with Baird or with Kubo, although Kubo's had a really good year. It's just something a little different that I think will help kind of force defenses to play a lower line in the lower block. They won't be able to pressure Acosta as much because Nico's a pretty good athlete, and he's better than I think MLS in terms of actual quality. So he's going to be a pretty good goal scorer for us, I think.
Charlie, you want to add to anything?
Yeah, Sam knows more than I do on him, so I'll take his word for all that. I'll just add, for me, anybody that can help Acosta. Right now Acosta is a one-man show when it comes to the attack, and that's not good enough. Like, if our goal was to win the MLS Cup, it's good enough to get these regular season wins and to put us in a position or whatever. But even more than last year, he's had to do way too much. Yeah. And he's not 100% for sure in terms of his health, and I think he's fighting through a lot of it. And this break was best for him of anybody. So anything that can help him take some of the pressure off him, I'm all for. So if this Giacchini guy can do it and get some scoring in there, so that Acosta doesn't have to do about 90% of all the work in the attack, then that's what they need more than anything. The defense is a little shaky right now, and I think the Miazga thing has hurt them more than predicted. And maybe with him being out 100%, and Robinson being out, kind of being part-time, and it's just been kind of a mess back there. So they got a new guy there as well. He's played a couple games. I think he played a couple of the League's Cup games. So hopefully they can get him. I forget his name. Maybe Sam remembers his name too.
Cheeto something. It's very similar to Cheeto Awuzie, but it's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but Chester Cheeto.
So get him a little more, get him comfortable, because he's going to be the center back. Him and Robinson are going to kind of run things there. So moving forward, it's probably not good that our first game is Miami coming back. Mm-hmm. One, they're going to be pissed off from the last game we played, when they just whomped them. So I'd rather that be like the third game.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. You play out your schedule, and a loss to Miami is going to drop them. I think we're 4 behind them now, or 3.
Yeah, if they lose to Miami, it's essentially done in terms of supporter shield. They're still going to be in a great spot for a playoff run, but in terms of going back to back in the supporter shield, if they lose to Miami, I think you can kind of kiss that goodbye.
Yeah, because Messi is back, or will be back soon, and they'll have their full squad. They may already have it. I don't know, in this game next week. But back to the original question of the Giacchini. Yeah, my whole thing is hopefully he can help Acosta, and Acosta can become more of a playmaker. I think his role best as a playmaker, not a scorer. Yeah. And he's had to shoulder the scoring load. He might as well be the center forward this season, and that's not his number one attribute when it comes to helping a team win.
Yeah, he's definitely a way better number 10. Just sit behind the striker, pick out passes, score the occasional goal. But he's really the last 2 years he's had to be the main goal scorer. Which team's still been really good, but I think they'd be even better if he didn't have to be the main goal scorer.
Yeah, I concur with that. Speaking of Miami, that's there, correct? Or is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And are we, do we know 100% if Messi will be there, or?
No, you never know.
Not with him.
Okay.
Yeah. So although home games, you can kind of lean towards he's going to play. It's more the road games, but I don't know. Are they still in the League's Cup, or are they done with that too? I don't know.
I think they're done. I thought they lost.
I don't know. I saw any attention.
I don't. I don't know. I haven't paid attention to that.
I thought I saw one of them, just a headline that they lost. But
yeah. Because the only reason I would think he wouldn't play is if he plays in the championship of that, and they decide to hold him out. But if they're out of it, I don't see any reason for him not to play.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on then to our next the week that was. So the Bengals, they had 2 games since we've been gone. Tampa Bay, in which, Zach Taylor, true to his word, the starters did play. Burrow led a drive, 12-play drive, resulted in a touchdown. So that's a good thing there. Last week, or this past what was it? Saturday?
Yesterday.
Yeah, Saturday.
Bears,
the Bears, a day game, which is kind of odd, but he held out all first stringers and some second stringers. So you had the third, some second, some third, and fourth stringers in the game. And, to be honest, the first couple of series, they played pretty well. But then once Taylor took out Dax Hill and DJ Turner, it seemed to slip away from them as the third and fourth stringers got in. So my question to you, and this is, I know it's preseason, but, how come our guys that we put out there look like crap most of the time against other guys, seconds and thirds? It's like, I don't know. It just seems like every time Cincinnati, could be the Reds, could be the Bengals, they're playing their second or third string person and they stink. But other teams, second or third string, they kick our butts. So I just, that's my question to you. Why can't we, get better?
Pure speculation here, but I think as far as the Bengals go, I think Zach Taylor tries to stay true with the backups as he does the first stringer. So he's not going as vanilla as some of these other teams are. I mean, offenses are pretty vanilla, especially on defense. Once the backups get in, I mean, they're running the same 2 or 3 calls every single time. And I think Zach Taylor likes to try and do as true to the actual playbook as he can. So I think that's part of the issue. And then also, I mean, I think the other team's backups are just generally better too. I think, and we do have kind of a lot of in-betweeners, 1.5 stringers that get held out. So essentially the third stringers are kind of being turned into starters, guys that are going to be playing in the XFL. They're not going to be in the NFL or getting a lot of run out there too. So.
Yeah, I'll go with Sam's second point. I think probably our backups just aren't as good as other teams' backups.
Yeah,
which
that's what I'm saying.
Thankfully is not how thankfully is not how ultimately the NFL works. I mean,
right.
unless we have to get into our backups, in terms of the regular season, and we know that's not a good thing. Our depth last year hurt us, from in various ways. So this year, hopefully it's better. Now, yesterday's game, I know the Bears played their first string almost the entire first half,
right?
The whole first half. I know Caleb Williams
right.
played the whole first half.
Yeah,
and I assume offensively they played their first stringers pretty much the whole first half. And they went 3 and out in the first 3 series, so that's was a good thing. And what was it at halftime? I don't know, 10-3 or something.
10-3, yeah. It
wasn't
wasn't bad, but then when they brought in their second half,
and I think at that point the Bengals had gone to their third string, and
right.
I think fourth string quarterback was at one point.
Yeah, the bus drivers and whatever, substitute teachers and stuff.
Rocky Lombardi, football, Rocky.
And Logan Woodside. I mean, he's not very good. So there was a lot of, But he did score
a touchdown against the Bengals last year in preseason. Hence my point. He comes to the Bengals and then they don't do anything. So is it a developmental thing? Which it could be, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think we're going to be in trouble if we lose even just one offensive lineman.
Well, and that's
our defensive line is a little bit of a mess right now. So kind of thing. I mean, hell, right tackle. What are they down to their 4th string right tackle right now? So as a starter, like if the season was today,
right? Yeah. And that was leading my next question or my next point was the injuries. Right? You got Mims is out for several weeks. Trent Brown is out all the time.
The Trent Brown thing is a problem because he came to camp out of shape.
Yeah,
he does not seem like he cares that much.
No. And then
even the comments he's made, like, "Oh, I'll be ready." Well, then you're not. Your freaking back is out again. You're way
and
too
then
much.
The backup, Smith.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
And then you got Jackson Carman.
And then you got Jackson Carman.
Jackson Carman,
because he got demoted.
Will he be cut now? I don't know.
Yeah, because
injuries.
He didn't play till the fourth quarter even yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
They bumped the guy up ahead of him.
I would guess they'll look for somebody on the waiver wire once that all happens, like a veteran, a guy that can get him a game or two.
Right. I
bet BJ Hart or what's his name?
Yep, BJ Hart.
Up there, be available.
Oh, Bobby Hart?
Bobby Hart.
Bobby
Hart. There we go.
I think he's retired. He gotta be.
Let's hope so. He might come out of retirement just for the Bengals. He knows the playbook.
You get him and what's the Ohio State?
Billy Price.
Yeah, Billy Price.
Back.
Both of them, they can get him both of them off the couch.
Whew. Now. All right.
Or just go look at the freaking offensive line that started in the Super Bowl. How many of those guys are still in the league?
Probably none. Honest, but Jonah Williams.
Yeah, Jonah.
Is the other 4 guys even in the league? Are they even on a team right now?
I don't know.
But who were I couldn't even tell you who the other guys.
Well, one was the guy that was with the Bengals for a while. The guy from Kansas.
Trey
was like the other. The other tackle. What was his name? They played quite a bit. He played right tackle, I think, in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. I know who you're talking
Bengals
about.
drafted him. But whatever. That'd be interesting. That was only 3 years ago. We're not talking about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Is it Riley?
Riley Reef?
No, he was before that. He was a veteran. He was like an older dude they picked up. Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys can help us out there in TV land, go ahead and hop in the chat and let us know who the Bengals off. That might be a great trivia question. So
we already failed. So
yes, exactly. But
here I'm looking it up while you go on to the next thing I'm looking.
All right. So Chris Evans got injured. He's out for the year as well.
I got it. Was he going to make the team anyway?
Probably not.
He's been like the 4th or 5th running back for like 4 years now.
Right. He was sliding down the depth chart. But special teamer type of thing. Don't know. Now probably not. He'll probably be on IR and
they'll get another running back, won't they? Probably want to carry.
I mean, the couple writers who are predicting the 53-man roster have him just carrying in 3 running backs.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. An extra tight end probably then.
Yeah, four tight ends.
6 wide receivers probably.
Well, and let's speak wide receiver now since you brought it up. Jamar Chase. I know, the Bengals are on their timeline.
They're not moving off that.
No, they're not moving off that. And I know we've talked about that, to make us sick, that the Bengals, they will give Chase his money, but it's going to be on their timeline. And, what's Chase going to do come week 1? He's going to play, probably. He's not going to hold out. But once again, this is 3 consecutive preseasons that Burrow and Chase haven't worked together. So it would have been nice if Chase would have been practicing or playing, and you could see Chase and Higgins getting all this work in these controlled scrimmages that they have against other teams, just so that Burrow gets his timing down with them. So I just don't know. And if you're going to be moving Chase around in the slot,
you need him practicing.
You need him practicing those kind of things.
Well, I'm a little irritated with him because what's he have to gain by holding out? Like, I know he's searching for his money, but if he gets an extension, it's not for this year. Right. And he's getting paid no matter. If he gets hurt and doesn't play a single snap this year, he's still getting paid. So what is he – I don't get it. And maybe it's just because we haven't really heard anything definitive from anybody, kind of the real reason why he's – I mean, we know the reason, obviously, but I guess the motivation behind it to me just doesn't make a lot of sense, because it's not like he's T. Higgins where if he's got an injury, he's going to make less in free agency. Jamar Chase is getting paid as long as he can play football. It doesn't matter if he misses this year or not. So I don't get the motivation behind that one, to be honest.
I think it's just risk of injury, career injury. Yeah, he's going to get paid no matter what, but
then why would you ever practice if it's a career injury? Like, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah. I mean, there's always an inherent risk of injury in football or in any sport, and you cannot be afraid to go through the motions and practice so that you can get better and people can work together, and we can bring a championship home to Cincinnati. And the way it's starting out, it's doesn't look real well for that.
Well, if he doesn't play actual games, he ain't getting paid.
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't get a check unless he pays.
Yep.
Games, and right now, I mean, you're talking 2 weeks left till the beginning of the first game. Is it 2 weeks? Is it two weeks from today?
September 8th is
So 2 weeks from today, right? Or is it 3 weeks?
Be one. What is today?
It might be 3 weeks.
It's 3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks.
So after they finish the preseason, they still got 2 more weeks now.
Correct.
I guess once they went down to only 3 games, preseason games, it gave them an extra week of
downtime,
prep time, practice time, whatever.
Right.
So 3 more weeks. I mean, yeah, if he gets into camp in a week.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to practice before the games, right? Before the actual games.
Well, here's my hot take for the show. I don't know what the number is. I'll say if Chase doesn't practice at least 2 weeks, let's say he doesn't, I'll give him till next Sunday to get into camp and start actually practicing, not just standing there with a baseball cap on his head, where he's actually playing and practicing. Then I will say in the first 2 weeks of the regular season, he has a hamstring pull and he is out for the next 4 to 5 games. That's my prediction. It happens all the time. These guys don't play game speed in practice, and then they come back and try, and he's all about quick burst and and getting that kind of stuff. He's going to pull a hamstring because his body's not going to be ready for it.
The one thing I'll say on his defense is he knows how to sit out for an extended period and then come in.
Well, that's true because he
knows
did that in college.
So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there, I guess.
Yep, because he did sit out the COVID year and went still in the first round to the Bengals.
Right.
All right.
That further, proves my point. Like he's getting paid no matter what. I don't see why he can't be out there. But
well, next week's show we'll be doing our Bengals season prediction. So we'll go over the schedule. Each one of us will give us our win-loss total. Hopefully, I will probably have to study it a little bit better than last year because I went with my heart instead of my head. I think this year I'm going to go with my head instead of my heart. And
you can start with they're going to lose 1 game to the Browns for sure. So if you don't put that into your predictions, then you can already throw it out.
No, that was their first loss last year. On mine, they were going to go 8-0 and lose to the Browns. But I guess that was week. Well, last year was
week 1 was the Browns.
Right, but then it was like week 8 or week 9. It was like a Halloween night or something like that.
That was the year before.
Oh, was it the year before? Okay.
Football.
All right. So yeah, I mean, I always have them losing to the Browns at least once. And then, so we'll see. We'll see what it is.
You could go 16-1 as long as you have that one being the Browns one.
Right, right. And not the last game of the year. But so we'll have that. We'll have some fun predictions of like who's the team MVP and who's the best Icky Shuffle dance celebration, those type of things. So we'll come up with that and then we'll go. So before we go into the Reds, let's hit trivia. Since we're not doing a topic of the week this week, the Reds will be the topic because I think we're all frustrated here in Cincinnati with these Reds, especially after this week. And we can blow off some steam together. But before we do that, let's go ahead. Carly, I think you've got the
question.
The question. I had it the last time and I can't remember it. It's been a while. Sam, do you remember?
Nope.
It was Benji remembered it. He listened. It was something about, I don't know. It was 4 players or the shortstops or something like that. Or I can't remember. But
they had a good scoreboard stumper yesterday at the game.
I'll let Carly ask this question and then let's see if we can get this stumper.
Okay. Well, one thing before I do the trivia question, I'm going to put it on record that I asked to bypass the Reds conversation today. Like that was what I wanted to scrap, not the debate, because it just makes me sick to my stomach.
Yes.
So I just want that to be on the record. And then since I got that out, did Sam mention the scoreboard stumper yesterday? Did you guys hear the stumper today?
I did not.
No.
Okay, well that's what I'm going to use. I have another one, but it's a good one. I like the one today. It was a good crossover question.
Okay.
So, question is based on the team. So, since 1990, 4 pitchers have made the All-Star team while playing for the Reds, and then they later played for the Royals in their career.
Cueto's one.
So they made the All-Star team for the Reds, and then later on they played for the Royals.
And they're pitchers.
Yeah.
4 pitchers. Yep. Cueto is one. Yes.
Vasquez.
Yeah.
Edison Vasquez. Homer Bailey.
Chapman.
Chapman.
Yeah. He played last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got 3 of them, not Homer Bailey.
Since 1990. Danny Jackson? No. He
did play for the Royals. But he came the other way, yeah.
Right. He came, yes. Okay.
And I'm not sure if he made an All-Star team for the Reds.
I
think he did. He probably
did that one year.
I think his first year over here he was really good.
Right.
Harang never played for the Royals, did he?
I don't know, but he's not the answer.
Okay.
Not Riho.
What about who was the closer before Chapman? Did he ever make an All-Star team? Is it Cordero?
Francisco Cordero.
Coco.
Yeah.
Cordero.
He may have played for the Royals, but he's not the answer.
What about Jonathan Bruxton?
Damn. Where'd you pull Jonathan Broxton out of?
Yeah. Well, he was there with Coco and
yes. That's not the answer, but damn,
that was a good one, huh?
Yeah. You came up with
Jonathan. Big old fat guy.
He was, yeah. He was
he was. He was a big dude. He was supposed to be the closer, but then I don't know what happened. But
I would guess he wasn't very good, or good enough at least.
Good enough, I guess. If Coco was still there, who walked the bases loaded and struck out the side every time.
Yeah.
Let's see, starter or reliever?
I mean, do you want me to give you that hint?
Because the only other person I can think of would be.
Well, before I give you that hint, let me give you another hint. They put the year 1990 in there for a reason. Like they didn't say since 2000 or
right,
since
1990. So I'm just trying to think. So who was on? That's what I'm trying to think. There was Norm Charlton.
No.
Danny. Who was the Randy Myers?
No.
Rob Dibble. I'm just naming the 90s nasty boys there. Nobody played for the Royals? Come on now. So Riho was on the 90 team. Browning didn't play for him. Jackson. Jack Armstrong?
It's not.
Oh.
That would have been a good one, though, because he did make the All-Star team
that
one year in 1990.
1990. Wow. Tim Sullivan? Scott Sullivan.
You mean Scott Sullivan?
Scott Williams?
No. Tim Sullivan, I think, was the guy
the writer.
That did
yeah. Didn't he transfer out to Kansas City, the Gazette or something like that out there? So.
No, he did not.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, I've got no idea.
I have. Give me starter or reliever.
He's a starter.
He's a starter.
Primarily. I mean, only a starter as far as I know.
Oh,
I shouldn't even say primarily.
not Tim Belcher. He was with the Dodgers. 1990.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
91, 90, 91, 92, 93.
Yeah, it's got to be early 90s. Otherwise, they would have
Right.
put it here. That's the question.
I'm just trying. I mean, I don't know any other
Well,
pitchers from the
my
90s.
final hint, I'm not going to give you any more, is you actually said him.
Well,
you actually said his name.
Why didn't you?
Because you said it's not him. So I can't get that. That's not your answer when you say it's not him.
Tim Belcher? It's not him.
No, I said no to Tim Belcher.
Yeah, well,
I didn't make any comment on this guy because you said it's not him when you were going through a bunch of names.
Jeez, old Pete. Tom Browning.
It's not Jose Rios. Tom Browning.
Tom Browning.
His last year was with the Royals. Yeah, I had no idea.
Wow, I did not know that at all. That's why, because I thought he was a lifer, Cincinnati lifer.
No, I thought so too. 1995. He pitched in 2 games. Started 2 games for him.
Wow. And then came back to the farm in Kentucky.
8.10 ERA.
Woo. So. Mercy.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, what was the scoreboard stumper from yesterday?
Well, I remember the question, but we left before the answer was on. We weren't sticking around for that mess.
Oh,
but it was 4 catchers have led their league in RBI since 1970.
A bench.
So bench, and then
Perez.
So I was thinking.
What was the question? I'm sorry, I got distracted.
So 4 catchers have led their respective league in RBIs since 1970. So bench.
Was it Salvador Perez and Salvador?
I was thinking Piazza,
Perez.
Since 1970?
Yeah, bench. 70. Probably led the league in 70 when he was.
Was there a good Royals catcher with the George Brett teams?
Darryl Porter.
See here,
I doubt it was him though. I'm just saying, with your Royals, there's got to be a Royals connection. I'm assuming it's Salvador Perez.
Bob Boone was a catcher with the Royals too. But
he was.
Yeah.
I would guess it's Salvador Perez.
It's probably Perez, bench, Piazza, and then
Joe Mauer. Did he never have enough RBIs?
I don't think Mauer wasn't. See, Posey, I didn't think Posey was a.
Well, he probably never led the league just because Barry Bonds was there, right?
No, Bonds was before Posey. Posey came. His rookie year was 2010, I think, and then made their World Series run.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, Piazza is probably a good one.
Yep.
Pudge Rodriguez, did he hit enough to lead RBIs?
I don't know. Since 70. Carlton.
Well, they probably put 70 in there to get bench in.
Bench, probably.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Probably when he led the league. It's my guess. But all right, well,
out of here.
Sam will bring it up.
70. Yeah, it looks like.
No, I have the answer if you want to know it.
Yeah, go for it. It looks like bench, Piazza.
We only got Piazza's not an answer.
Piazza's not an answer.
Oh, so bench and Perez.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The other one of the one we would have never gotten. Of course, you got Jonathan Broxton. You pulled out that name, so maybe you would get this one.
Well, I might. You never know.
This guy is somewhat. So the other two, one is a super well-known catcher. Like we would eventually get to him.
Carlton Fisk.
Yeah, no, but
Thurman
a little
Munson.
later, right after Carlton Fisk, but like the next era after Carlton Fisk.
Gary Carter.
Gary Carter.
Gary Carter.
And then the other one was the one we all know his name, but we would have probably not come up with it. In the late 80s, early 90s catcher, National League.
Dale Murphy. He was a catcher.
He was an outfielder though.
But he started out as a catcher. So
yeah, but this guy was an actual catcher in the major leagues, like extended period. I would have never guessed he led the league in RBIs, but he was a good player. Not a Hall of Fame or anything. But
Benito Santiago. No.
Yeah, not as good as him. I would
not as good as Santiago. Javier Lopez.
Probably better than him.
Okay.
Played for the Phillies primarily.
Darren Dalton.
Darren Dalton.
I was
So I
getting there.
You would not have guessed freaking Darren Dalton.
I was getting there. I was going down the National League East. All right. So that was good. So let's we're gonna move on now. Since we all had good fun here, we'll go to our last.
Let's kill that fun.
Yeah, we'll kill that fun. We're talking Reds baseball.
Can we talk Royals baseball?
Yeah.
Can we talk the Royals baseball instead?
I guess
before, I'd much rather be the Royals than whatever the Reds are currently.
Yeah.
Where at least they had a championship. It took them 10 years to get a good team again, but at least they've got it. That's better than what we've been doing.
Yep. This week was the balance. They had to balance out the state of Missouri, or else it would tip into the Mississippi River. Because the east side of the state got swept by the Reds, so the west side of the state had to sweep the Reds. Started out promising, right? Monday, Tuesday, Hunter Green threw a gem on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, the bullpen day, I was like, holy cow. I wasn't expecting that. And then they had the bullpen day. Bashing, was just, 28 home runs in the month of August, led everything. And then all of a sudden the Royals come to town and freaking Michael Lorenzen shuts us down. Michael, who could not start here at Cincinnati, once again, my point. And then he goes somewhere else and he becomes a starter. And
Royals didn't even throw their two best pitchers.
No,
two best starters.
Right. And the Royals were hitting. They flat out hit. And Bianco, where the heck did that guy come from? Right, against Lodolo, 2 home runs and
had another one today.
The guy had 3 hits coming into today. He's the Herb Washington of today, just a pinch runner, man. That's all he is. That's all he does is pinch run. And he comes up and he hits 3 home runs in the series. What the heck is going on in Cincinnati? I blame David Bell for game 1. I do. I'm sorry. I'm ranting now, but he let
Dinker.
He let Fernando Cruz in too long. In the comments in the paper, I wanted to stretch him out. He needs to start throwing 2 innings for us. I know we have confidence in him that he can do it, and
he can't throw 1 right now. So
he had the 1, 2, 3 inning, and then he goes out and implodes. But
you've got 8 relievers. There's no reason for somebody after the 6th inning to go more than 1 inning.
Right.
You don't need them to.
And then Ty France, he didn't play Friday night. What's up with that? He one of the hotter bats in the St. Louis series, and he doesn't play after an off day. This is what, and David Bell cannot get this team ready to play after an off day. It seems like we have momentum because we were playing some decent baseball leading up. And then all of a sudden we get to an off day and then we lose 4 in a row, just like what we did coming out of the break, like what we did going into Baltimore, and that's all on the manager. The players have to come ready to play, but the manager has to. I don't know. I don't know. I blame him for game 1, and that right in turn, the Hunter Green news on the IL at 1 hour before game 2, that probably just deflated everybody. And it showed. 13-1. Holy cow. Horrible.
Yeah, it was. I was going to say it was yesterday, maybe the worst day in Reds history the last decade. Between the score of the game, between the Hunter Green news, and then Lodolo how bad he pitched, who we're counting on.
Yeah, because last decade. To be up there. Yeah, because when did they get no hit in the playoffs?
For one single game.
Yeah. When they get no hit in the playoffs, that might not have been the last decade, but
that was 2010.
2010, yeah. So last 15 years. Give it a run for the money right there.
They almost got no hit by the Braves twice in the playoffs in 2020 or whatever it was. But
yeah.
I don't know. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad day for him. And I think I just, and I think Lodolo then came out trying to do too much because he is supposed to be the ace now, and that's not happening. He's got to, I don't know, he's got to get that sweeper back working because it's very, very hittable right now, and I think that's part of the blister. He's probably gripping his slider a little differently so that it doesn't create that blister again, and it's not getting the bite, that back foot bite on the right-handers that it was at the beginning of the year. And plus, this is the most he's pitched in his big league career too, as far as innings. So that could, Abbott hit the wall last year.
Yeah.
So, and then Abbott today he hasn't pitched well in the last 5 outings. Frankie Montas, where you at?
I mean, Abbott's probably. If you be realistic, Abbott's probably a 4 starter at best.
Right.
I think he's been pitching a little above his level,
pay grade.
In terms of whatever. But he definitely should be a starter. One of the starters.
Right.
He's earned that, but I don't count on him being a 2 or even. I think he's best as a 4 at best, maybe even a 5. I don't know what we're doing moving forward. I think we haven't had a dip into the pitching like we did last year, where we were pulling Double-A guys up who had no business pitching in the major leagues. But I think we're getting ready to start doing that. So
I mind seeing Rhett Lauder here soon. I really wouldn't.
I don't think he's coming up. Unfortunately, I don't. He should. He needs to come up.
If you want him to pitch for you next year, they can't get him up. I mean,
Aguilar, I think
he's at least at AAA.
Right. He should be up instead of Linguini, who was,
Well, they need a reliever today.
They do. Yeah.
Legumina.
But, they're going to need a starter. I mean, because they have TBA for Monday, Tuesday. It's like, we got to figure something out here,
Martinez. Martinez is a
He's
starter
Wednesday.
now.
He's Wednesday. Because Martinez pitched on Friday.
Martinez pitched on Friday?
Yeah.
So I was at Wednesday's game, and they did the bullpen game.
They did the bullpen day, right.
Pagan.
I was at Tuesday with Hunter.
It was Pagan and then Spires.
Mole came in, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, for an inning or whatever.
For an inning, and then Spires. But
so
Spires only went
bullpen.
Can't do 2 in a row, though. I mean.
No. They're going to have to pull up Aguilar, probably would be your answer.
Yeah. Unless they'll bring up Richardson, bring back.
He's not even starting, I don't think, anymore.
No, I think he's
AAA.
I think they got him long relief. Unless Connor Phillips figured it out in rookie ball down there, the Arizona complex.
Not even pitching in the regular minor league.
Bring him up.
I mean, Chase Petty surpassed him.
Yeah. And then I guess they just signed, they claimed Rosario off the waivers from the Dodgers.
Infielder, though.
An infielder,
I don't
right.
think he's pitching.
No, he's not pitching. No, but you never know. They might need somebody because if they go 2 bullpen days, they need, they might have to throw a position player.
If you believe in Cowboy Brantley's ideas on pitching, then it would be Rhett Lauder, because he says if you can play Double-A and dominate a Double-A, then you can pitch in the majors.
Yep.
Double-A is the key. It's not AAA.
And that's right. And that's
and Rhett Lauder over the last 10 games has been a stud there.
You're right. And that's what my basketball coach was drafted by the Reds. He pitched in their organization, and he always said, guys make the jump from Double-A. Back then, in the 70s and 80s, right? They go from Double-A, they make the big league club, but now they have to go in order. You can't skip a grade, for crying out loud, unless you're Mike Leake or somebody like that. But I don't know. So
get multiple.
Yeah. What about this waiver
Rosario?
claim? Yeah, Rosario. I mean, he's batting .305 between 2 teams. Where's he playing?
Right.
What's he doing? I mean, what are we doing?
Well, I have a question. I put this on my own list for tonight, and it's the Espinal question. I mean, Espinal's been the best Reds hitter for the last month. Really,
Right. He has been.
You're doing Espinal is doing what he is doing what his ability lets him do.
Yeah.
He's not he's not a power hitter. He puts the ball in play. He's been getting on base. He's batting like 400 or something over the last month, basically.
Exactly.
But he only plays every other game.
Yeah.
Still. But Marte plays every game. So the question is, and you can see what the Reds are doing right now, if you just focus on that situation, they are more worried about development than they are about winning today. Because if you're wanting to win today, Espinal plays every day over Marte. Marte's terrible right now.
Yeah.
He needs to be in AAA or AA or whatever. He's going to be a good player, but right now he's not for the Reds. And so he should be sent down. Espinal should be playing every day. And this Rosario guy could be the Espinal, rotate around and fill places in. So, but that's not what the Reds are doing. So I don't know what the Rosario answer is going to be, but it doesn't make any sense to me why your best hitter right now, your hottest hitter, plays every other game, and your worst hitter is playing every game. That tells you what the Red. No, I don't think it's Tinkerbell. I think it's Crawl in the front office on that.
Analytics.
They punted on this year. It's not about this year.
What it is. They want Marte to get the development, which at this point he should be playing every day just because you're out of it now. But when they were still in the thick of it and he was struggling, they still trotted him out there every day. Him and Will Benson.
He should be gone too.
Yeah, but those are guys that are at this point. You got to get as many young at bats as you can, just to try and filter see what you got for next year, or at the very least.
But three days ago we were saying the Reds were back in it. So
right, exactly, and that's the Reds
that's the maddening part. Is
500 team
and then they get swept immediately after and just kill any momentum.
Well,
and now they'll play 500 ball, and then come September 15th, they'll rattle off 5 or 6 in a row, be right there. Oh, if we can go 7-2 or 7-3 in our last 10, we got a chance, and then they'll go 2-8. That's how it's going to play out. And they the past 2 years, they're not a bad enough team to give up on, but they're not good enough to take that next step. No. So I'm to the point where I just want to see the young guys play and see what we can have for next year. I want to see Reese Hines back up. I want to see him getting at bats. If McLean can be cleared, I want to see him getting at bats just so that he's getting at bats. I want to see it.
Well, this almost, to me, this signing is like an indication.
Well, somebody's got to move.
Well, that McLean probably.
No, I don't think McLean's coming back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think McLean's coming back this year.
I'd put money down right now, telling you we won't see Hunter Green again this year.
Yeah, no, we won't.
Well, I'm worried that hopefully it's not another Tommy John. The elbow inflammation. That's
right.
Yeah, if you go off of like timelines, one dude's their second Tommy John, he's due for it. Which that just would that's absolute worst case scenario, because you're talking next year now. Our ace is done. Yeah, and he looked like an ace this year. Like he really made the
he made the jump after that All-Star game. Even before the All-Star game, he made that jump, and
that would be worst case scenario. I don't even want to think about that. But yeah, I guess. You've got to find. I think we have 3 starters for sure that we know of for next year. It's like it wouldn't hurt to find the next 2 if you can find them in house. Before. Well, the Reds can't sign a free agent pitcher, so
no, they can't.
They can't do that for your life.
Yeah, it's a one year wonder is what they're.
Right. It's a reclamation project.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Luke Weaver
and
Montas.
They're not any good. They're. Because if Montas was good, this team would be good. Like Montas would still be here if he was good.
So take the money and don't spend it on pitchers. Spend it on
a right-handed outfield bat.
Power bat.
Exactly.
They should be able to get any of those guys, because if you were any good, you could have great numbers here.
Right. So moving forward here, we're gonna do a little segment, and we'll probably do this at the end of the year as well. But right now, you can take one player. You can steal one player from any Central team, National League Central team. Who you taking for the Reds? One player to help your team
for this year or
for this year.
Forward?
For this year. Well, for this year or moving forward, whatever. For this year, he will be on the.
In general, he's on the Reds, but he's going to be at least here next year too.
Yeah, we'll like I said, we'll expand it a little bit.
You get him for his contract.
Yeah, like when we do this.
I have my answer then.
Yeah, I do too. It's
Paul Skeen.
Yeah, that's who I'm taking. Right, Paul Skeen. Yeah, everybody, everybody's taking Paul Skeen.
Yeah.
If you take him out of the equation, though, then who's your next guy?
I don't know.
Probably.
I'd take
the Yamamoto guy from Chicago, the pitcher.
Imanaga.
Imanaga.
Yeah. I was going to say the catcher for the Brewers.
Yeah, Contreras,
yeah. But Ty Steve's doing a good job. I mean, he's that, or I would take Ian Happ just because he freaking.
Well, he'll suck if he plays for the Reds.
Well, that's probably true.
Wasn't Candelario great against the Reds?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was. That's why I didn't like the signing at all. But
I'm just trying to think. There's not really any there's no MVP candidate.
I would have said Yelich, but you don't know about his back.
Right.
Yeah.
And who's the younger, like their rookie or the second year?
He's Churio.
Churio.
Yeah. Churio, yeah. He's going to just get better and better.
Yeah, Churio. Yeah. Nobody from St. Louis, I don't think.
They're all old guys.
Yeah, they've got a couple of Jordan Walker.
I mean, they got Mason Wynn. He's terrible, Jordan Walker.
He is.
Mason Wynn is probably their best young guy. He's their shortstop.
Right.
O'Neal Cruz. I could get behind.
Brian Reynolds.
I was going to say that's what I was. Would you take Brian Reynolds? You got an outfielder there.
Yeah, an outfielder who's pretty consistent, right? I mean,
switch hitter.
He plays. So I was going to. I thought Bellinger, but he didn't play. He misses a lot of time.
Yeah.
He's hurt a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll.
So maybe Brian Reynolds just as a position of need.
Yeah, I mean he locks down center field for you every day, and I mean he's.
But it probably would be because the Reds. I mean, the Reds could get Shohei right now, and they're not making the play. They're not doing anything.
No.
So probably if I really was going to take someone, might be Churio, the Brewers guy, just because he could help. Like he's going to be, all-star level for the next couple. Moving into the future.
Well,
put him in De La Cruz back like 2 and 3 on the order. I mean,
Yep. So when we do this as a topic at the end of the year,
Friedel hit and clean up.
Friedel hit and clean up, baby.
Every game now.
I know.
That's not even just that's not a one-day thing anymore.
Nope. It's every day. But
when
we do,
thinking all these 3 guys are getting out 1, 2, 3, so we got a leadoff guy.
There you go. Yep. So when we do this for, at the end of the year, we'll add a little twist to it where we can take 3 players, from any team, but we have to get rid of 3.
That won't be hard.
Off the 26 man, right? Right, I know.
We could get rid of 13. That still wouldn't be right.
That is probably true. You're probably right. So, but once, and we'll do it as a draft, and once the player's gone, then we can't take them. So, like we all took Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
So whoever goes first, that might be advantageous there. So, all right. I guess the Reds go Toronto. Are we going to see a Votto signing?
Yeah, they're going to pull Votto up just to play against the Reds, just to honor the Reds.
Yeah, and he'll go like 4 for 4 with
exactly
3 bombs. I mean,
he'll get some people in the seats.
Yeah.
He's been terrible in the minors.
Yes, he has.
He's batting like 110 or something.
Yes, he has. And everybody was mad that we didn't bring him back. Nope. I was just mad that we gave $15 million for 3 years to Candelario. I did not like that at all.
Yeah, I didn't care for Mike Ford either. But
Oh, yeah.
When are we going to see Nick Martini back up here?
Is he out for the year?
Let's see here. I just saw it. I was looking at the transaction wire.
I haven't seen him in a while. He's got to be making his way back into the lineup at some point.
Let's see.
Oh, he'll be batting with cleanup when he shows up.
Yeah.
Where's it at? I just had, here we go. Let's see here. Well, what's his name? Suter's going to be coming back soon.
Martini's not even like in the rehab or anything, I don't believe.
He is on the 60 day. Is he on the 60 day?
He might be out for the year then. I don't know.
Yeah, left thumb sprain. Estimated return September. He had surgery on July 9th to repair a torn.
I can't wait. Let's count the days now.
Yes.
Yep. I mean, because he's coming right back up.
Brandon Williamson could be in the starting
I
rotation next year.
I would like to see him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't care about Martini and these guys that aren't going to do anything for him. But
CES, it says expected return, possibly postseason.
Yeah. Have you gotten the postseason tickets thing yet? The order the postseason tickets? Have you gotten that?
I think I saw something that came across the email saying, but I did get no. I know I got like 2 or 3 right now that 2 or 3 emails saying, reorder your season tickets because you'll get the Bristol, Tennessee.
There you go.
Track. I don't think it's going to happen. Ian Jabot, long lost.
Oh,
yeah, we forgot about Jabot.
Yeah, wow.
Great Britain.
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially September.
He's been potential like 5 different times this year.
Yeah, he had a setback.
He was still a Red. I just thought he was gone.
Every Red has a setback when they're on IL.
Yeah,
that's because it's something with our
training staff. They've got to be reevaluated.
McLean potentially September. So potentially. Austin wins though September.
Oh my God!
Right.
Austin wins coming back.
Just bent down.
That's right. Just in time for Ty Steve to go down for the rest of the year.
Well, you've seen Luke. I mean, Luke Maley is 0 for his last 20 or something. So he hasn't got a hit. There was something posted on Facebook or X today. Like he hasn't got a hit since June the 24th. Not July the 24th. June the 24th.
Well, but he was out there for that extended period of time, right? So I mean,
still.
He was out. He was injured a little bit.
He had as many hits as Matt McLean does since June.
He threw a scoreless inning last night. So
might as well make him a reliever.
Yeah,
you never know. He was
behind
the plate
for next year.
He was behind the plate today. Calls a good game. Clubhouse leader. Gotta have him. Gotta have that culture. So. All right. I think we're going to end it there. We're going to land this plane. It's we're at 58 minutes in, and that's enough to be in. Next week will be our 100th episode. We'll preview the Bengals season, give our predictions, and hopefully we'll talk some more Reds victories here.
Who they got? Toronto, and then who?
They're on a 6-game roadie. So Toronto, and then where are we at? It's August. Pittsburgh for 4, and Pittsburgh has been playing like crap. I mean, they've been playing a lot worse.
They lost 10 in a row, and then
10 or 11 in a row, yeah, something like that. Now they play, Dodgers, Brewers, stuff like that, but we swept those guys, so not the Brewers.
They'll get it turned around.
I was going to say.
Not the Brewers.
When's the last time we swept the Brewers?
When they were in the American League, probably. I think we.
Robin Yount was hitting for them.
Yeah. Pete Vukovich, So, all right. with that, we are going to get out of here. Hope you enjoyed it. Once again, we are live on YouTube. We'll be back here on YouTube, 7:30. If you want to check us out. If not, you can always find us on any of the podcasting platforms. Until next week, everybody, have a great week.
See ya.
Take care.